The destruction last year was hard enough on adults, but children had to face the frightening reality of last April.
Our smallest victims of the tornadoes have learned how to cope with the trauma they faced after the storm. Fox 6 News reporter Jonathan Hardison spoke with several children and a psychologist about their road to recovery.
It's the sound of crashing limbs that's still seared into Laura Wisenhunt's memory.
I was actually asleep on the couch, and the tree that used to be there fell on this window, and we didn't have time to even go in the basement.
The morning of April 27, 2011, 3 trees rained down onto her family's house.
The crashing trees around the house, I just thought, okay, this is it. One's gonna fall in on top of us, and there was a lot of pressure, and it was very, very scary.
And when it was over, Laura, her husband, and 3 kids all decided,
this is one of the nastiest probably we've seen in a long time.
With warnings of more severe weather coming that afternoon, they needed to find other shelter. So they went to their extended family's home in Pleasant Grove. And then came round 2.
We could hear everything coming down, and I know that they were scared.
The home was spared, but what they saw around them the next morning left psychological scars. Scars that resurface with every new storm warning.
Currently, we're under a moderate risk for severe weather.
It makes me nervous to sleep sometimes when there's severe thunderstorms. It makes me nervous to sleep.
Usually those symptoms start showing up 3 to 6 months post-trauma. So they started feeling a little bit more nervous when they'd start talking about a storm coming. They'd want to get their children out of school. And so they just noticed some heightened anxiety, even if they hadn't, sustained a direct hit.
Counselor Tiffany Alexander has been working with Laura and other storm victims experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. Her first piece of advice?
The sooner you can get back to some sense of normalcy, safety, and then some preparedness. So I think is the key to moving forward with that.
To do that, Laura and her family made a safety plan. It starts with meeting in the hallway, grabbing their storm kits.
Then we go down to the cellar and wait until the storm passes.
That plan was put to the test during a tornado warning last month.
Finally said, guys, it's okay, here's what we're gonna do. And after that, they went outside and rode their bikes and played with the kids in the neighborhood. And so definitely a plan of safety helps tremendously.
I still get really scared, but I think it helps.
Alexander says the entire state of Alabama experienced a kind of trauma itself last April.
Kind of a hyper-arousal as a community, because we'd seen what devastation is possible, and it touched everybody's lives. Even if it wasn't your house, it was your neighbors, it was your friend, it was a friend of a friend. You drove through those neighborhoods or saw them on TV and said, that could have happened to me.
But that kind of fear or trauma, it can also produce positives.
I actually see a lot of what they call post-traumatic growth, where people actually come out on the other side of something better than before.
I think it's made everybody's relationships better because we've all had to stick together.
In Vestavia Hills, Jonathan Hardison, Fox 6 News, on your side.